I don't know how accommodating that bushbuck feels, but anyways, he doesn't have a choice to be hung up in the tree by this leopard. But you can see, even though you can kind of see now that that's a fresh carcass if you look inside, don't you think? Hey, VM, now that you got a closer look. See, to me, that says that it's fairly fresh. Yeah, that's definitely that bushbuck. Look at its coat. I did an Insta story the other day on this bushbuck. I don't know if I saved it, otherwise I'd show you a video, but he really wasn't in good nick. His hair was so long and so kind of fluffy, like his body was trying to do everything it possibly could to keep him warm, because like I said, I don't think he had much muscle and fat on him. Anyways, it was about his time. Like I said, that bushbuck was really lucky to live a full life like it did. And obviously we become quite attached to even the herbivores that live around camp. We see them almost every single day. We've got from Inyala rams to Inyala bulls, to bushbuck rams and female versions of them too. Plus the odd duiker and steenbok. There's scrub here that give us a heart attack every single night when you're walking down the pathway. It's like a game now. It wouldn't be the same walking down to your room if you didn't get a fright from the scrub hair. So there's all sorts of wonderful things that live around camp. And then Hosana just comes through every now and then, and he takes out the ones that he thinks don't need to be around anymore. Yeah, yes. You don't like that phone very much, do you? It's stuck on his tongue. Yeah, of course, Ravinda. They don't mind a bit of sand. Remember, these animals will eat, 4 or 5 day old carcasses. Remember the elephant that unfortunately died down near Twin Dam? So animals eating on that for a few weeks. They didn't particularly care. So dragging it on a bit of sand really doesn't mean much at all. So obviously from where Sydney was, I wasn't particularly far from him. And he was showing you the tracks on and stuff like that down on the ground. He must have only been about 150 meters away from me. So obviously tried to take it down on the road. The hyenas came in, all fought over it. He grabbed what he could, dashed through the thicket, then realized there were no trees there and had to do a big loop and come around to this marula tree. There he goes. Again, this really doesn't show his strength because there's, it's just a shell now of that bushbuck. Sarah, no, he wasn't quite semi-tame. Did you see how he used his head to push that leg up? He was like, just stay there. This leopard is funny. He's a real clown. Look, he's unhappy with that leg. He's like, in my way when I'm trying to eat. So sorry, Sarah. No, this bushbuck wasn't tame. Maybe he's gonna climb down and go for a drink. No, he hasn't eaten much. But they were habituated to us, so you could walk past them. I mean, I think if I tried to reach out and touch him, I'd find myself in trouble. I think he probably would have tried to jab me with his horns, so we don't do that. We never cross the boundary. But they just become a lot more tolerant of us. And I think the drive for finding food obviously kicks in, and then they become a little bit more relaxed. Maybe not because they want to, but because they don't have any other choice. And they know if they're tolerant of us as humans, and they don't do anything silly, then they come into camp and they're able to eat all the wonderful plants that we water all the time. That's beautiful. Just taking a bit of a rest now. Maybe he's finished with his carcass. He could still nibble a little bit off around the legs if he really wanted to, but perhaps he's satisfied with, a small meal. That wasn't much for him, just a snack. But enough to get him through the day until tomorrow. Right, Sydney sounds like he's found the only herd of wildebeest in the Sabi Sand. Let's go and count them.